What's up, gang? Jose here, Wire Ninjas, New Jersey's finest AV install team. Today we're going to install a Sonos Beam soundbar. We're going to show you how you get it hooked up wire-wise as well as configured app-wise. So let's take a look. All right, so here we have the Beam in its resting place. This is where it's going to sit up on top of the cabinet. We'll call this the AV cabinet for instructional purposes. It is a nice cabinet, definitely. It's like real and solid. Okay. All right, so this is the Beam. Let's take a look at the ports. So there's two sides to any Sonos installation. Number one would be the wiring side. So for the wiring side, let's look at ports. You have power, you have Ethernet, and you have HDMI. So the power is because it's an electronic device, it needs power. The Ethernet is because it needs connection to the local area network, whether it's through this hardwired port or through the Wi-Fi capabilities of this soundbar. Hardwire is always preferred, and you remember you have to have a good strong Wi-Fi signal for Sonos products. And the last would be HDMI. Now this is how this newer, more modern soundbar acquires the audio package or the audio data from the TV. So the TV, well, on the TV itself, you're going to have an HDMI port that also is labeled ARC. So you're going to want to find that ARC port. It varies per manufacturer. So whichever port is labeled ARC on the back of the TV, that's the one you're going to bridge to here with an HDMI cable. So I have a couple things pre-wired here. Number one is power. I'm plugged into power. Number two is HDMI. I've already installed the other end of this HDMI cable into the ARC port behind the TV. It's back there, it's in the right port. Make sure you're hitting the ARC port for any soundbar installation. The last would be Ethernet. I've pre-wired this all the way back to the router in the equipment closet. So we're going to make our three connections, and then we're going to configure the soundbar and get it fully installed and calibrated for you guys. So I'm going to start with the data end of things. We'll get our HDMI in. That's going to provide sound from the TV or whatever we're watching back to the bar so it can reproduce the sound. Number two would be the data, the Ethernet data. Internet would be the hardwired internet connection. Number three would be power. So let's get our power plug in. Make sure you push it in until it's fully seated. And now the bar is going to come alive. You're going to see a white blinking light. Now it's in configuration mode. This thing is ready to be configured. So let's take a look at how that works, how it goes down. As you can see, we've now opened the Sonos app, and a lot of newer Sonos products, the Beam, the Arc, the newer Sonos Ones, the Sub even, the updated Sub, it's going to pop right up in the app. So we literally open the app and the Beam pops right up. So we're going to click Add. Let's add the Beam. It's getting Beam ready. Press the button on the Beam that's playing the chime. The reason it says that is because there could be multiple Beams in the home, and we don't want to be confused and press the wrong sync button on the wrong Beam. So now this Beam is chiming. It's flashing white and green. We're going to go to the back and hit our sync button. So we press our sync button once. We get a reciprocative sound, an audible sound from the Beam itself. And let's take a look back at the app. Now it's adding it to the system. Where are you putting your Beam? So we have to locate a room for this. I would match it to the Verizon. Let's do family room. We have continuity there. Finally, there's going to be an update for the Beam. So let's go ahead and update it. And that's it. She's fully configured. After the update completes, she's ready to go. We'll give you guys a look at the functionality and the use of the Beam after the update's completed. All right, guys. So after the update is completed, the bar will display a solid white light showing you that the configuration is complete. The last step is actually pulling the audio from the TV or connecting it to the TV. The app's going to guide you through that process, and if there's any mistakes or anything wrong, the app's going to let you know what's wrong and how to fix it. After that's completed, maybe you could center the bar perfectly with the TV or the AV cabinet. But aside from that, you're all set, ready to enjoy your new soundbar. All right, guys, that wraps up our Sonos soundbar installation. Now, we installed the Sonos Beam to an AV cabinet. We showed you how to wire the thing up. We showed you how to configure it within the app. And we hope that every TV or every AV or media location receives, at minimum, a soundbar. A soundbar makes a world of difference from the internal TV speakers. And hey, if you want a theater, give us a shout. We'll see you next time, buddies.